Welcome to Lakeside Viking News.
Welcome to Lakeside Viking News. Today is Friday, March 20th. I'm Jack.
And I'm Sienna, and here are your weekly announcements.
Congratulations to the Lakeside Theater Company's big wins at SETC. Lakeside Theater's theater people, or The Angel Next Door, won the following awards at the Southeastern Theater Conference one-act play competition amongst 10 states out of 20 plays. They won runner-up Best Play, Best Director to Lisa Bridges, Outstanding Performer to Reese Sterling, All-Star Cast to Layla Alexander and Patrick Oliver, and Outstanding Comedic Timing Ensemble Cast.
Attention class of 2026, new info about graduation. Important graduation forms have been posted in the senior Google Classroom. All seniors must fill out these forms prior to receiving graduation tickets. The first one is the 2026 graduation survey. This is to let us know whether or not you are attending the graduation ceremony. If you are not planning to attend, please fill this form out also to let us know. The due date is April 3rd. The second one is the 2026 graduation program survey. This is to let us know your plans after Lakeside for inclusion in the graduation program. If you already know which branch of the military you are enlisting in or which college/university you plan to attend, please fill out this form so we can include it in the program. There is no confirmed deadline. It will be posted soon. The third is the 2026 graduation ceremony media release. Graduation will be live streamed for any guests that are unable to attend. In order to do this, everyone attending must complete the media release form. The last one is the 2026 graduation transportation form. Everyone participating in the graduation ceremony will ride the charter buses from Lakeside to the ceremony. This form is to let us know if you intend to get home from the ceremony returning via bus or home with family or friends. If you have any questions about these forms, please reach out to your sponsors. Thanks.
Lakeside community, please nominate our deserving student athletes and coaches for this great opportunity. Their scholarship offers an awards banquet for our students that are selected. To nominate a Lakeside athlete or coach, click here.
Important information for class of 2026. Important senior dates are located here. Class of 2026 yard signs are on sale. Information has been posted to the Google Classroom about ordering. Anyone with questions should contact Ms. Harris at this email here. Caps and gowns. Several seniors still need to order their caps and gowns. Instructions to do so are on the Google Classroom or can be found here.
The Lakeside Foundation offers 3 scholarships to LHS seniors. Each scholarship is valued at $3,000 towards qualified educational expenses at an accredited college, university, or trade school. Winter break is the perfect time to get started on the application and request letters of recommendation. For all the details, visit here and click on the Scholarships tab. Go Vikings!
Full Sail Saturdays are back. Lakeside High School is excited to announce the start of Full Sail Saturdays, a program designed to provide students with the extra support they need to be successful. Each Saturday, teachers will be available to offer tutoring and academic assistance, help students catch up on missing assignments, provide tools and strategies for long-term success. Please see attached flyer for more information and to register. To register, look here.
The 8th annual DCSD Student Film Festival will be showing films next Tuesday, March 24th at 6:30 p.m. It is being hosted at SCAD Show. We encourage everyone to visit and see what your peers have been up to.
The Lakeside Tennis Team fundraiser is live. Please support the LHS varsity/JV tennis team's fundraiser. This fundraising aims to fill critical and basic needs for the tennis season, such as coaching and access to court time for practices and matches. If you have a specific player you would like to donate for, please reach out to Maria Jeffords at this email here. Everyone, please send us your announcements.
You can send them to this email here. And now, on to sports.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the sports section this week. Today, we're going to be shining spotlight on all of our wonderful coaches here at Lakeside. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is our first interviewee. What's your name?
Coach Thompson.
What do you coach here at Lakeside?
Volleyball.
How long have you been here?
Since 1998.
That's a really long time to be a coach. What have you learned in that amount of time?
A lot. I've coached a lot of kids going to college. when I first got at Lakeside. I had 10 out of 14 seniors, and they're all doctors and lawyers, physicians, surgeons, and so we still have a relationship.
What was the best year of volleyball you think you ever coached?
Well, there are a couple classes that we were able to go to the Final Four, win region championship. So I just can't pick one. There have been a couple of years where I have good kids.
What has been your role during practice, and what do you do to help out around the volleyball court?
Well, I'm the head coach, but I have 2 assistant coaches. I'm the one that takes care of all of the strategic stuff. And when the kids come here after the bell is rung for the end of the school day, I make sure that we are on task. So we warm up and we wait for the coaches to come in, and then we collectively make sure that they're prepared for the next match.
Thank you so much for this interview.
You're welcome.
Here are all the games for the next upcoming week. Boys baseball, which March 28th is senior night, boys varsity lacrosse, and girls varsity lacrosse. So make sure you come out and support your Vikings. Here are all the stats. That's all for this segment. Have a wonderful weekend.
Oh, welcome back to Current Events. My name's Johnny, and we'll be discussing the stories that matter most. We start in the Middle East today. With the U.S. becoming involved in a war effort with Israel against Iran, here's some information on the war and how it may affect your day-to-day life. In response to Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a major trade route where roughly 20 to 30% of the global oil trade runs through, President Donald Trump has requested for ships to be sent through it, and that would be, quote, soon open, safe, and free. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran recently told NBC News that Iran is ready to counter American forces after U.S. President Donald Trump refused to rule out the possibility of boots on the ground earlier this week, saying,
Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
According to an Al Jazeera article, the U.S. has attacked 5,000 targets in Iran since Saturday, while Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says it has launched attacks on at least 27 bases in the Middle East. Iran has attacked 9 countries, although most of these attacks have been intercepted. They are listed as Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. An Iranian drone has also struck a runway at the UK military base in Cyprus. Preliminary figures are 1,444 dead in Iran, at least 15 in Israel, 13 U.S. soldiers, and 20 killed in the Gulf states. From record-shattering heat in the west to a destructive cyclone in the east and catastrophic flooding in Hawaii, the United States is currently gripped by a period of extreme weather whiplash. Millions of Americans are facing life-threatening conditions that experts warn are no longer just seasonal anomalies. We begin in California, where a full-on summer heat wave has arrived months ahead of schedule. Temperatures are currently soaring 20 to 35 degrees above normal. While the West swelters, the rest of the country is being lashed by a potent deep cyclone. Over 500,000 homes and businesses lost power yesterday as a cold front tore through the Midwest and New England. And in the Pacific, Hawaii is reeling from a massive Kona low storm system. On the Big Island, 18 people had to be rescued from flooded homes and vehicles. Parts of Maui have been buried under more than 3 feet of rain in a single week, leading to structural collapses and washed out roads. Recovery is expected to take months as schools assess the damage from massive mud and sediment flows. So why is this all happening at once? While individual storms are complex, scientists point to a clear driver: global warming. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the rising concentration of greenhouse gases is loading the weather dice. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, roughly 7% more for every 1 degree Celsius for a warming, which fuels the intense rainfall seen in Hawaii and the deep cyclones in the east. Simultaneously, a warming planet makes extreme heat waves like the one in California more frequent, longer, and more intense. We are no longer moving towards a new normal. We are living in a period of accelerated instability where rare events are becoming seasonal staples. While most of us are using AI to summarize information or to generate images, the U.S. Department of War is looking to integrate AI into our military defense. At the moment, they find themselves at a moral and legal roadblock. In the midst of a $200 million deal with the Department of Defense, Anthropic flatly refused the deal to use their AI. CEO Dario Amodei stated that he could not in good conscience agree to the Pentagon's terms. They refused to allow their AI to be used for mass domestic surveillance of Americans or to power fully autonomous lethal weapons. Anthropic argued that the technology is currently too unreliable to make life or death decisions without a human in the loop. In response to this, following months of tense negotiations, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth issued a best and final offer to the AI startup Anthropic. The ultimatum was clear: grant the military all lawful use of its Claude AI model, or face the total loss of its business with the US military, according to CBS News. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman told CNN and CNBC that his company shared those exact same red lines. Altman even criticized the government's tactics, stating that he didn't think the Pentagon should be threatening private companies to force compliance on safety-sensitive technology. But the solidarity between rival companies was short-lived. Just hours after Anthropic was officially blacklisted and designated as a supply chain risk, a label usually reserved for foreign adversaries, OpenAI stepped in and took the deal, according to BBC. That's all for current events this week. On to the next segment.
Welcome to this week's segment of Film Talk, where I'll be discussing the Oscars that took place last weekend, movies and shows that are releasing later this year, and reviewing a Marvel movie or show at the end. To determine what I'll be reviewing, I'll be spinning this wheel that has a list of all the Marvel movies and shows that I've seen. So let's see what I get. Alright, I will be reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine that came out back in 2024. To start us off, let's talk about the Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars. The show took place last weekend on March 15th, and this one was a pretty big one. For starters, Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, broke the record for the most nominations of a film with 16 nominations, beating the previous record of 14 held by All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land. However, these 16 nominations weren't enough to help Sinners dominate the big 5 categories, which includes Best Screenplay, Best Actress, Best Actor, Best Director, and the most prestigious award of all, Best Picture. Best Screenplay is split up into Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Original Screenplay, and this year, Sinners took home Best Original Screenplay, while One Battle After Another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, took home Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Actress went to Jessie Buckley for her performance in Hamnet, and Best Actor went to Michael B. Jordan for his performance in Sinners. Next, Best Director went to Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. And finally, Best Picture, awarded to the Best Overall Film of the Year. And finally, Best Picture, awarded to the Best Overall Film of the Year, went to One Battle After Another. As you can clearly see, 2025 was a big year for the film industry, but it's time to look into the future and see what 2026 holds for us. Deadpool and Wolverine is the third Deadpool movie in the franchise, but it's the first one to be considered truly part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The movie is a really good movie in my opinion. It has a strong opening with Deadpool dancing to Bye 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 by NSYNC. Deadpool gives a recap of his life like he's done in past movies, and the jokes are just as funny as they are crude, which is really nice considering this movie was made under Disney and not Fox. The plot of Deadpool teaming up with a Wolverine from a different universe and trying to save his own universe from being erased is done well because despite living an absolute boring life, Deadpool doesn't want the people he loves to be erased from existence, showing the more caring side of his character. Honestly, I could talk about this film for so long, but I can't. So I'll end it with this. Deadpool and Wolverine is an amazing movie. The jokes are good as long as you can tolerate Deadpool's humor. The cameos are a nice touch. And the ending is very satisfying. Overall, I'd give this movie a 9 out of 10 Captain America shields. There's a lot to unravel, so let me go through some of the most popular / anticipated releases as quickly as possible, starting with shows. Invincible Season 4 released on Amazon Prime earlier this week on Wednesday. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 premieres on Disney Plus on March 24th, with a total of 8 episodes releasing with 1 new episode every Tuesday after its release. The 5th and final season of The Boys released on April 8th on Amazon Prime. Spider Noir releases on Amazon Prime on May 27th. And finally, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2 releases on Disney Plus in the fall. There are many more shows that weren't mentioned, so if you want a complete list, scan this QR code. Now on to extremely anticipated movies. The Super Mario Galaxy movie releases on April 1st. Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu releases on May 22nd. Toy Story 5 releases on June 19th. Supergirl releases on June 26th. Spider-Man Brand New Day releases on July 31st. And to end the year off, Avengers Doomsday released on December 18th. Again, there are way more movies that weren't mentioned, so scan these 2 QR codes if you want to see more movies coming out this year. And that's all for Film Talk this week. Thanks for watching.
That's it for the news this week.
See you next week.